One, two. How are we going over there in Bonnie, Scotland?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jace, it's 10:30 your time and it's 1:30 in the morning. So
Oh,
this is the drama. I end up having to try. You know how we both suffer with ADHD type thing. You know, we
yeah,
can't
yeah,
keep
yeah, yeah.
ourselves on the straight right. So the problem is I've got the night shift, you've got the early shift.
Yep.
I like the early shift. Night shift for me normally means that I'm going to end up having a couple of beers, getting into it, not
Why
getting to my
not?
bed till about 4 in the morning, and then I
Oh,
can't function the next day. That's what
yeah.
happens.
But
I do
hey,
that for I did that for the drum heads.
that's right. I actually had a voluntary. I did it myself. I did to myself. Stayed up late last night. Hey, woke up early because the clock's gone backwards over here. So woke up early. Did that for the show. Hey,
Yeah,
I got
guess.
to. Yeah, well, go on, go on, go on. Oh, he's got the orange watch.
He didn't Ray. He doesn't call. So guess what? Hey, big man, coffee. You've missed it. It was sitting on that shelf. You know, like what's it like? You know when you lost and found.
Oh,
You've got so
mate.
many days or something like that.
You only gave
So
him
many
like
days, coffee.
you
I've got to
gave him
watch
two
on now.
weeks.
I've got it on. Right,
Hey,
Jace, what we talking about? Keep it real tonight. So it's keep it real. The drum score, keep it real.
yep.
What are we keeping real tonight?
Well,
What
it's
are we doing?
yeah, Andrew. What kind of podcast do you say this is? What do we talk about on this podcast? It's a drum podcast, right?
It's it's it is meant to be a drum podcast. There's a lot of talk about drink, about just nonsense, but by and large, it's meant to be a drum podcast. I'll give you
Well,
that.
I think this is going to be our first official foray into the proper, drum world of drum podcasts, and we're going to
Right,
talk
okay.
about drum pads. Because you're not a drum podcast if you're not talking about drum pads.
Do you know what's great actually? I've got to say this. I'll fire this out there, right? There's a bit of traction to it with the drum pads. People are quite
Hey.
interested in it. And do you know what? It's kind of weird. We've actually kind of went into this kind of social media stroke podcastery type thing. And we're like, oh, we'll just do a wee show about drumming. And then we realised that only once we started talking about drumming that actually folks started going, do you know what? I might actually listen to them now. I
Yeah,
might
yeah,
sit.
that's right. Yeah. Who would have thought?
How would that work? Anyway, so tonight or this morning, that is, by the way, it's the first time I can say good morning, good morning.
Oh, yeah,
Scotland
true.
takes through. Good morning, right? So basically, yeah, let's talk about the pads. Let's get right into it because we've not got
So,
long.
first thing, we brief here about pads. I think just a couple of thoughts. The best thing about the drum pad is it makes a drummer accessible. Do you know what I mean? It becomes our main instrument. Like we just carry this stuff around with us all the time. You can play it anywhere you want, and you don't even annoy anyone. In which possibly without drum pads, without the existence of drum pads, we play the most annoying instrument known to man.
Well, I would agree with that, right? And the Mrs. Laird, who's by the way, she's away this weekend, so guess what? I've got an empty house apart for the kids, so
Wait,
I can do what I want.
we're all
It's
going to
great.
Andrew's house.
Yeah, I can do what I want. It's great. Like yeehaw. But basically, no, she moans. She tries not to moan. But
Right.
she's like, I'll be like, I've put the quiet pad on. She's like, it's not that quiet. I'm like, but it's designed to be quiet. She's like, it's not that quiet.
I can still hear it.
But I get what you're saying. It almost is like the main instrument
Yeah,
because you probably spend 90% of your time on a drum pad.
exactly.
So yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Right. So who's kicking off the drum pad thing? We've got drum heads that have sent in stuff. Who are we
Yes,
starting about first? Who are we going for first?
we
Who's one of the
are
guys?
going with the main man himself.
All right.
Friend of the show, is he not?
He's a fan of the show. I love saying that. He's a big fan of the show, allegedly. No,
Mr.
listen, just says that to you know one of the ones. Oh, Andy, I love what you're doing and all. And then he's like, watch this one, baby.
So this guy we're talking about is the only one and only Mr. Simon Grant.
Yeah.
Should we just hit a wee video of him showing us what he
Go.
does?
Let's see what the guy's up to, what this character's doing.
Here he is. Oh,
Now we can see him, but I can't hear him.
maybe that's because of this.
Ah.
How about
Go
now?
for it again. Yes.
Squeaky, squeaky clean.
Now, you can just pause it there. It doesn't matter because I'm getting blinded with the glare off his baldy head. Right. So that's him there in all his glory. By the way, so
So
what parts is he
he
involved with?
he this is the company that he's endorsed by, right? So I mean,
Right.
obviously every drummer's dream to get endorsed by a company, but this is especially a good
Yeah.
one. This is a company in Holland called Rudimental Drummers.
Yeah.
Now these guys make a pricey pad. It's pricey.
Much are we talking? Much are we talking? This is where it hurts me. Much.
Look, I bought it for myself as a birthday present to myself. I had to save up
Right.
for it. It's 300
Right.
Australian.
What's that? What are we talking here? 100 odd,
Maybe
100,
was
100 odd
150
quid?
pound, maybe. Is that what you guys, is that
That's quite,
translatable?
that's quite, that is tight,
Pretty
by the way.
steep,
Right,
eh?
what do you think about the pad? Do you like the
I
pad?
can tell you exactly, right? So what I've got here is that pad. Look at the thing, right? So yeah, Simon Grant will tell you, they're 13, 14 inches, but they do add on a bit more with a piece of
Yeah,
wood there
same,
because it's
same.
literally a drum head that they've stuck on a piece of wood. Like that,
Yeah,
it's a heavy piece of wood, so you
yeah.
can get such a fat sound out of it. And it's got the full Kevlar head, everything. You can customize it with them. So I
See,
ordered like a black rim with a gold head and all this stuff from them. Like it's proper quality. It's no
now,
joke.
listen, so see what he was playing on YouTube. It sounds like quite, yeah, it sounds really clean and all that, right? And
Yeah,
I'm going to, I'll get to the
you can
point with
tune
this,
it
right?
as well. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So it's like a drum skin idea where you can actually get a wee bit of tension.
So if you wanted to like play your drum pad and say your wife's out of town, right?
Right, okay.
And you don't
That's
necessarily
by the way,
want
that's a good start to a story. You
to
want to play it? Your wife's out of
every
town.
good story starts that
I've
way.
just do you know what?
Go on.
Every story about your wife being out of town always starts with you looking over your shoulder, doesn't it? It's like, so the missus was away.
Anyway.
Right,
So
anyway, go on,
so
mate.
this pad, if you misses out of town and you are not trying to play a pad quietly and you want accuracy, you want to know what
Yeah,
you want that same experience of what you're going to be playing out there on the parade,
right.
that is the pad for it. That is the one.
Okay, hold that thought, right? So this is they're coming various sizes. So is it various price cheapness?
Yeah,
Do you get
yeah.
cheaper? Is it smaller?
You get cheaper as you go smaller, but the heads are like proper quality. They're the real heads, so I think all that stuff stays the same.
Without making it the Simon Grant show, because I like the guy. We've got a lot of time for him. We love him and all that, right? But here's the thing:
But
is he not switched fire to peril? Is he not a peril representative? No, will that
ooh,
then mean that he's now he's a peril ambassador, right?
well,
So what I mean does that mean? I don't know. I should ask him, but I mean,
ooh,
does that mean he's allowed to punt still the was it the what did you call it, drum
rudimental drummers.
rudimental drummers? Is he still
I'm
allowed to do that? I don't
I'm
know.
not I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's his own thing, but I mean his stuff still exists out there, so we're just operating off the legacy element.
No. That's by the way, it was a recent. It's not that long a thing that he's done the pedal thing, but it's
But
just
I
it's
wonder
food
if
for.
Pearl's going to up their ante with like the drum pad pipe band sort of world
Do
now,
you know
eh?
what? It's well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Talking
Go
about
on,
pedal,
Simon.
I heard
Stick up for us, mate.
talking about pedal. Heard that Four Scots has got a lovely set of new drums. Pedal.
Oh,
Oh, aye, pedal.
oh,
So
they're
they've just
there.
bought them. And by the way, the drums that they get ready or they sold. By the way, whoever bought them got a bargain because
Really?
they were in great condition.
What were they?
Anyway, what were they? But I think they're pedal as well.
Pearl's really stepping
Genuine
up
thing.
in the ante, eh?
Mate, anyway, long story cut short. So what else you got?
Hey,
Is that
so
it? The only
so
pad in
that
the
that
house?
is obviously not my everyday carry pad. The one that I carry
What?
around with me, the one that I've taken overseas everywhere, I'm sitting in airports playing, I'm sitting in the park playing and getting my chops in, is the British Drum Co. Yeah,
Right, okay.
the
By the
regimental.
way, in the grand scheme of things, a relatively new company.
True.
British Drum. Yeah,
Do they?
so
I would
Jim
have thought that
Kilpatrick's
they.
Jim Kilpatrick's involved in him,
Yeah, right.
and their man, the pub landlord, the comedian guy. he's heavily involved with them as well. I can't remember the guy's proper name. That's ridiculous, but we get caught out before with the Dick Van Dyke thing. Remember
Yeah.
that? The guy that I said the fake actor, the
Yeah,
fake
yep,
acting.
yep.
Anyway, long story cut short. So the pub landlord, Jim Kilpatrick,
Yep.
and a guy that uses
Jamie Oliver.
Jamie Oliver. He's a chef.
Yeah, but he's got a
You-
kit. British Drumco kit. Massive one.
Honestly,
Beauty as
you
well.
you mentioned Jamie Oliver, who I think's a twat, right? And I'll tell you another thing, right?
Let's
You
get him
get a
on.
drum kit and a great drummer. You've got somebody like Nico McBain, right?
Yeah.
For Iron
Yeah.
Maiden, right?
Oh.
He's a he's a British drum corps kind of
Yes.
ambassador type guy.
Yep. Yep.
And you mentioned who? The Naked Chef. Jason, come on.
We're all
Let
about
us
the weird
know.
and wacky over here, man. You know.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I've never heard the guy drumming. He might be a good drummer.
It may be. Who knows? I don't know. I'll
So
I'll have
do
his
you know what?
pasta.
Listen, he done that Oliver's, and was it Jamie Oliver, the restaurant? No, I'm sorry. It's just, maybe it's the Scottish in me. I just don't like that kind of character. Sorry, nothing personal. It's just the home counties guy, the wee gadgy lad, and all. No,
Yeah,
bye.
we'll get him on and have him
I've done
explain
it.
himself.
Oh no, the worst thing is I've done it for nothing. You can do it for nothing. Really? That's how we're all smoking vapes and just, I don't know. No,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry, no, I just don't do it.
And
Anyway,
he talks about 5-minute meals, and I guarantee you he's not doing the cleanup.
I don't want to make this. Let's skip the Jamie Oliver thing, because next we'll be talking about the eggs and he wants a free range and all. Whatever.
Hey, back to this
Jamie
this
Oliver.
drum pad, right? So
I can't believe you mentioned him as a drummer.
I know, actually, I didn't see that coming. So the regimental pad, yeah, it's got the decals. Isn't it? It's the
I
same
like the
sort of.
name.
Yeah,
I like
the
the name.
regimental.
The regimental pad.
That's nice. I think you can get it customized with your name or something like that. You know, corporal, whatever.
So Jim Kilpatrick does the same thing with his band, doesn't he? You
Does
can
he?
actually you can get it personalized.
Personalized. So it's got like that Royal Marines type deal on it.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Yeah, it's like a kind of.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that's rubber. The top.
That's just pure rubber. This is just standard wood block with rubber. It's a little bit weighty, but you know,
it's a classic, innit? It's
exactly.
a classic. Let's just get
it does the job.
Wed,
you get stuck in.
Dod a wed and a bit of rubber.
That's
right.
it.
Moving on. So that's your two pads.
Aye.
Right. We asked people to send in stuff. In fact, I had to go on socials, right?
Yeah.
And start cracking the whip.
You
Come
were
on,
hounded.
people. Let's get in. But you know what? People answered the call.
Yeah.
And to be fair to people as well, right? So I know that maybe some people were like, I know it's clickbait or whatever, you know, you get somebody to respond to what you're getting asked them to do. And I'll be, so I understand it might have been a bit tricky for people to turn around and go, you know, you might feel a bit kind of intimidated, you know, I'm going to put something online.
Yep.
And then two guys are going to talk about it and go, oh, checking if he has hands and all.
Yeah.
What's he thinking about?
exactly.
So I get that, and that's I tried to make it. It's about the pad.
No judgment. We're not here.
No judgment. We just want to hear you hit it. And by the way, us two guys are the worst drummers in the planet. So do you know
that's
what?
why we've done the podcast.
That's why we're doing the podcast. It's like the rubbish painter and decorators. Imagine the rubbish painter and decorators podcast. Oh. That's not fair. Right, anyway, but you know what I mean, right? So, where were we? So, right, so who did we get first? I think it was Stuart
Campbell.
Stuart from East Bride.
All right, here he is.
Right, go for it. You know, we blast Stuart. What you got?
That's the Evans real feel.
All right.
Then he had another one at the start.
Yeah, that's a Hugh Cameron pad.
Hugh Cameron.
I think I prefer that.
Yeah, you listen to the difference. That's fat.
I prefer that, right?
Speaking like it's literally fat.
And I've played on
massive.
that. I played on that pad, right? Not that long ago, because what kicked us off was that listen, without hassling Stu too much, by the way.
Cheers, Stu, by the way. Cheers for sending that in. It's good stuff.
He looked, Stu, thanks very much for sending that in, but he looked as if he was going to eat something, didn't he? He was like that.
That concentration face is
So,
priceless.
I know
Everyone's
he's
got one.
like, oh,
You can't talk too
anyway,
much shit
right,
because I guarantee you've got one as well.
let's go on. Doesn't matter. Listen, thanks for it, and that was good. So I think I'd go for the Cameron or the other pad. What was the other pad at the end?
The Evans Real Feel, that's a bit of a standard in the industry. Drum kit drummers would be playing that one. But that, what is that? What do you call it? Hugh Cameron? I thought that was a tune.
It is, but I think is it Hugh Cameron? Oh man, is it Hugh? It's
Is it?
definitely Cameron pad.
I found
Something
something
Cameron pad.
online. It's a regular Cameron practice pad, and they
That's it.
reckon
That's the one.
that's
You
yeah,
get Hugh Cameron in the heat. Right.
designed by snare drummer Hugh Cameron.
There you go. I
Oh,
told you. How much?
mate,
How much is it? Much.
they reckon
How much
that's
is the? How much is either of the pads? This is important.
55 US dollars. So test you there. That's for the
Probably
Hugh
about 50
Cameron.
quid. Probably about 50 quid.
And I
I would
reckon
imagine.
that Evans Real Feel, dead set.
Yeah.
You could buy it off some bloke around the corner, who's selling it out of his jacket pocket for probably like $12. But if you really wanted to, oh wow,
Much.
locally in my area, people are selling it for $100.
Let's keep with this. You ain't getting a cheap drum pad. That's the
Yeah,
whole point
it's
of
true.
this, right?
It's true.
That's the whole point of this whole reel.
Yeah,
Let's keep it real with us. So you're not getting a cheap, let's keep this thought going, right? So we've talked about the Hugh Cameron, we've talked about that Evans, right?
yep.
We've spoken about the wild one of the
The rudimental drummers.
rudimental
Yeah,
drummers.
yeah,
That's dear. I
yeah.
don't care about it. That's expensive, right? Anyway, let's move on.
And
So
and the British drum co one wasn't cheap as well. But you know what? I
no, they're
think
not cheap. They're not
this
cheap.
this is something we should get to the bottom of this with, right? Is like if you're gonna pay that sort of money,
Yeah.
you gotta pay for something that you're gonna play. I didn't practice that line, but you gotta pay for something that you're gonna actually use 100% of the time, like,
Right.
or get some proper.
No. You need to get your coin back.
You got to beat the shit out of it.
You get your coin back, right? I always say that. I say that with a lot of things, right? That
Yeah,
the more you use it, whatever you've bought, the more you use it, then that justifies the price, right? So
yeah,
you use it hundreds of times, right? Anyway, so moving on. So that was Stu Fiscal Bride, right? Stuart
yeah.
Campbell. I'd like to thank him. Thanks very much for responding and
Good on you,
actually
Stu.
turning in and doing it.
Quality
The
playing
next
too.
guy, the next guy we've got on is a guy called Adam.
Yes, Adam is
And
actually
Adam's
yeah.
Adam's allegedly playing the Zildjian pad. Let's get a wee clip of Adam.
Something I like about Adam's video here is he's taking it to a public domain. He's playing it on a train.
I love that. That's nails, by the way. That
That's
is nails.
that's brilliant.
But if you've actually played on that pad, which I have, right,
Uh-huh.
it kind of makes sense. Anyway, let's see if we can get a
Let's roll it.
blasting.
Let's roll
Go
it.
for
Here
it,
we go,
man.
Adam.
Yeah.
Nice.
So see this pad, right? Right, genuinely, this pad is, I think it's about 70 quid for the actual, the larger one out
Yeah.
of the two. Right, so there's a larger one about 70 quid, and I think there's one about 50 odd quid. I don't know. I've
Yeah,
not
about
actually
100,
researched
100
it.
Australian dollars again.
Well, what I was going to say is, I've not actually researched it, and anybody that's watching this reel, right, and watching us in this show, they're like that. Look, we don't research things. We don't do anything by any sort of sensible, you know what I mean?
You need a
Measurement.
team for that.
We're just talking rubbish, right? So, but we will be smartens of things that you can maybe quote, right? Anyway, the bottom line is 70 quid, 50 quid. Now, I've got something here that I genuinely believed, right, was the same as the Zildjian pad, right?
But it's not a Zildjian
And
pad.
it's not a Zildjian pad. It was made by myself.
Oh. A
I've got it here.
craftsman. Go on.
Well, somebody would call it craft. I wouldn't call it craft. If you just mean cutting it with a Stanley knife and adding a bit of black, like a bit of black gaffer tape, then that's craft, right? But here we go, right? So this is it, right?
So you're
it
holding a
is.
black square of foam?
No, but listen, it's a foamy substance, right? And what it is I got this. It's from what you lie on in the ground if you're out camping. You've got
Yeah.
a roll mat, right?
Yeah.
So like a camping roll mat. And what I did was I just hacked it up, and it's fairly thick. And if you put it in, what it does is it does the exact same as a Zildjian pad. It absorbs the kinetic energy,
Of
and
rocks
it
on the
makes
ground.
you. And it, no, but that's for sleeping. But actually, for the drumming part, what it does is it takes the kinetic energy
Yes.
off your hands
Yes.
and absorbs it. Right. So ergo makes you, as if I was sales pitch it, it makes you work harder.
Yep. It's like conditioning for your wrists kind of thing.
That's right. And
Yep.
that's what the Zildjian pad's saying.
Yep.
Free or 70 quid. Free or 70 quid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yep.
don't know, right? And I'll be honest, and if there's people out there, they'll obviously go, no, 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 I disagree, I disagree. My point is that we're going to get here. We're going to get to some sort of kind
Yeah.
of, I don't know, ideal philosophy on it. But me personally, I think that the Zildjian pad is is quite pricey for what you're actually getting. But each to their own.
Yep.
Crack on.
That's
Anyway,
it. As long as you're smashing it, you play it, and
yeah,
it's working for you.
you're working your craft.
I
You're
mean,
doing what you need to do.
that's what people say, right? And I think it's a tried and tested thing. And they're saying like, uh, you can play a pillow, and that gives you real strength
That's
in your
right.
hands, but there's no bounce at all.
Absorbing the connectivity.
But then sort of like
Anyways,
you walking around just carrying a pillow and like playing it on train and
you don't need phone up, phone up Andrew Laird, and for the priceless sum of £12, I'll
12
send you
pound
that. Right,
rip off.
12 quid. I'll actually, do you know what I might do is what I need to do is I need to burn it and sign it with
Yeah,
my
right.
name along the side there. See that bit? I'll
Yeah.
call it I'll call it the Zorbmeister.
Wow.
I'll make up my name.
That's pretty cool.
Zorbmeister. Right, there you go. So
100%
that's
absorbent.
the Andrew Laird Zorbmeister. 12 quid.
Camping gear.
Or Zildjian, 70 quid. Right, anyway. Moving on. So we've done that. That's Adam.
Yep.
I love this one. Right.
Go on.
This guy has got a pad, and it's a Tom Brown pad.
Yeah.
Right. Tom Brown pad, which he purchased circa 1992, 1993 type thing.
Yeah.
He's still got it. And I know that he still uses it and still plays it. And I think at the time, it must have retailed. It was a fortune at the time, right? Maybe about 25 quid or something like 22 quid. And we're like, oh, dear.
This pad's older
Now,
than me.
listen, I know that he bought that pad the same time as I bought a pad.
Yeah.
Right? Because obviously I know him from days of yore. This guy bought this pad the same time as I bought another, but I bought a pad at the red top.
Mm.
Tom Brown with a red top. He bought one with a grey top. Long story cut short, I don't know what it means is. It's somebody stole it or whatever, or I've left it or whatever. He's still got his. The plastic furnishing that goes round it is now somewhat cracked and fallen away. But hey, let's hear it. Check it out. It's Kevin Ogg, known as the dog, playing his pad. Go for it.
Here we go. Oh,
just your usual kind of pad.
You can hear the actual years of cracking into that pad through it.
What's that? Can end of day maths? 92, 2002, 2012. There's 30 years on it.
Well, yeah, it's older than me, right?
It's just
It's a year older than me.
the thing is absolutely kind of holding it together. So the 20.
That's what you want to hear as well. Like it's like Willie Nelson, like he's played the same guitar his whole life. Like this guy's playing. What
he got his money's worth.
Exactly.
He got his money worth.
Exactly.
Right? So that's what I was going to say about your man Dog. He's got that pad, right? That's what £1 a year or something like that.
Yep.
Bargain, right? Bargain.
It's paid itself off, that's for sure.
Right. So I've got a few pads in Drumhala here, right?
Yeah. You're sick with it.
And I'm going to kind of quickly talk you through what I've got, right? So first off, this is ancient, right? Ancient, but
Ooh.
wait, you see this? It's the rubber has actually started to kind of the rubber started to kind of.
So Jim Kilpatrick, and that is like it's like an ancient rock formation. Like
it started to kind of what's the word you look for?
I don't know.
Perish.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
perishing.
and what I
It's
had to do is
dissolving.
because yeah, and because the actual drum pad itself, the actual see the wood that it consists
Yeah.
of, it was actually flaking away and falling away. So what I did was I
Wow.
took an inner tube from my bike and I glued that round the actual wooden frame to stop it kind
Wow.
of because it's that compressed wood. See it?
Yeah.
So it's compressed wood, and that was starting to go away. So what I did was I was like, right, no, that's not going away.
So
That's
how
staying.
old is this pad? How old is this pad?
Do you know what? I've no idea,
I
and I'll
mean,
tell you why. No, I never bought that.
you decided to salvage it, you know? At what point do you just chuck a pad away? If it's just
Well, listen,
dissolving and before your
listen.
eyes, like,
No. Let's be honest here, right? Why am I getting rid of a pad, right? Or why would I throw one in the bin?
yeah,
Listen.
yeah. Oh, can't hear it, but it
Oh,
looks like it's bouncing well.
okay, you know, I can hear that, Matt. I can hear that, Matt. My
Really?
ears.
Okay.
Can you not hear it? No.
No, no, I can't.
Can you not? But anyway, so
It's that
it's
bad.
fine. It sounds
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
It sounds okay. Right. So that's that. It's when do I use it? I rarely use that. But I mean, I'm not going to throw it out. I can't throw it out. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just one of the guys who can't throw out drum pads. Right. This is it. This is a T pad.
This is the pad that started it all.
Remember, we were speaking about that, and it's got a wee miniature stand with it. Now, we know the stand isn't great quality, right?
Yeah.
It's going to perish. It's going to go away. The total price of the stand and the pad was 27 quid. Don't know how much the Jim Kilpatrick rubber one is. I don't know, but as you can see, it's pretty much the same as the Jim Kilpatrick idea. Now, I know that Jim Kilpatrick will be like, it's nothing like it, right? But to be honest, again, right, it's the same sort of response.
Yeah. I
Uh, it's got a slightly sharper tone here. But
it was a great video of you playing it on Instagram there. It was like seriously
listen,
like you'd mic'd it up.
listen, you're going to get well for I think it's the 12. I think it's about 12 quid for the actual pad or something like that, 12, 15 quid. You're going to get at least 3 years out of that, and you're going to get your money's worth out of it. That's my point with that, right? And then moving
And
on,
pads with
but
stands are pretty good. If you can stand and play your drum, that's pretty sweet.
love
Like,
it,
yeah,
absolutely love it. Right,
yeah.
here's a mad one, right? And I don't know how much this costs because I was kind of given it. It's called an off world. Don't know if you can see the
Oh
actual.
yeah, the off world. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know? Do you know this, Badger?
Yeah, yeah,
It's,
yeah. How does
kind
it
of
actually sound? I've always wondered because I thought of can you play the other
it,
side? Can you play the back side? It looks like a
that way.
vinyl. It looks like a sort of record
It's
sort of
that's. Can you hear it now?
no.
I don't know how we can. I don't know how we can do this. And obviously this right.
Yeah.
It's a good pad, but it's very hard. It's got a very hard response to it, right? So here's what I was going to say about it, right? I use that pad, right? I'll be honest with you. I don't enjoy playing it,
Ooh, there we go.
right? And I'll tell you why, right? I do use it, but the actual response, I would describe it as quite a hard surface to
Mm.
play on. Now, for somebody that's maybe, how would you say, been smote or blighted by being a wee bit heavier than other people, that's maybe me, right? I'll admit to that. So a pad like that kind of, I think, encourages you to kind of take the weight off because it
Yeah.
becomes sore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
if you're playing like an MSR and you're trying to give it rock all on that pad,
Yeah.
you'll feel it
You'll be knackered.
where at yeah. Well, I think you feel the shock more.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah, yeah.
you feel it more
Yeah.
up your arm, up your hands.
Rather than if you have that sort of constant bounce that's coming off of
That's right.
like
That's
rubber.
right. 100%. And what you do is you kind of eke off a wee bit in the pressure. You eke off, and so that's the advantage of that.
Which
That
is
I
good
think.
when you I think it's a great thing actually because when you go to a drum, when you go to your snare drum, you want to sort of emulate that. Like, I mean, unless you're playing like outdoors, like, when we're at a surf carnival, I'm absolutely just bashing the shit out of my drum. You know what I mean? But if I'm playing indoors at a thing where like people's ears are about to blow off from the echo in the room, the reverb, I'm trying to like keep it a bit lighter. And I
Well,
mean,
and this is my next thing, right? So that's the off world,
mm,
and then we've got the
you got
Jim
another one.
Kilpatrick. Well, it's the
Ah,
Jim Kilpatrick one, right?
is this your
Now the
standard?
Jim, yeah, the Jim Kilpatrick with the stand
Yeah.
and the it's like a kind of plastic detachable pad,
Oh, yeah, okay.
right? Which
Ah,
that right that comes with that, and there's also that,
oh,
which is more a kind of a kinetic energy abstractor,
so this
right?
pad has given you
I,
two separate like little heads that you can put
yeah,
onto it.
100%.
Wow. And they both
So
give you a different tone, like sort of experience and feel and all that.
100%.
This
So
is actually quite
this
clever.
that's like a more a kind of a natural a kind of response you would expect from a kind of a drum.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
you get that kind of pop,
Yes.
and you get that kind of that texture.
Yes.
This is more of a like kind of foam pad,
Yeah. For
foams
training and
around,
conditioning and
so
yeah.
that conditions and extra. But I'll tell you what it is great for. And out of the two, I think I use that more,
Hey.
right? And I'll tell you for why, because that is a lot quieter.
The
That's like
softer.
that's stealth mode.
Yeah.
However, when I've got the stand and I've got that in stealth mode, and I'm sitting with my earphones
Mm-hmm.
in the living room
Yep.
in front of my wife when she's
Yep.
trying to watch TV, I'm
Yep.
thinking I'm on stealth mode. She's like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "No,
I can see
I'm."
you.
I'm like, "This is a silent pad. This look, that's the noisy pad. That's the silent pad. I put the silent pad because I'm a nice guy. I've put the silent pad just for you. You don't, you can't hear it."
It could be
She's
louder.
like, she's like, "I can't hear it. I can hear it." I'm like, "You can't hear that. It does exactly what it says in the tin. Can't hear it. Silent. Stealth. It's the ninja pad."
She's like,
Right,
you're
anyway,
playing the
so
Strathspey shit.
yeah, exactly. So my point is that all these pads, right?
Mm.
Number one, right? I really don't subscribe. By the way, Stevie Crichton's got a pad as well. Because he was up at the piping school, right? There's like, everybody's got a pad. Throw wads of pads.
Oh
David
yeah.
Farquhar, there's hundreds of pads, right? So when I went up to the piping school in Edinburgh last week, and then I was saying, I think I said it before on social, 12, 14 pads. Every person has a different pad. No big drama. Here's my point. No matter how much money you spend, that's 90 quid's worth of pad there. We've spoke about Simon and the the
Oh, yeah, the
rudimental
rudimental.
drummers
Yep.
pads, right? We've spoke about that. We've spoke about you can spend as much as you want. I bought the Timu pad. It was very inexpensive. I personally don't think it really matters that much because I started off on a book, like in the
Mm.
back of a thick book.
Yep.
And I think to be fair and to be honest, and I know you can smooth it and oh, this gives you a clinical sound and all this gives you a great response. To be fair, like you pay some money, he takes your pick. I know for a fact that's one, two, three, four, five pads that I've got in Drumhala.
Yeah.
And if I could probably see me picking up another three or four pads, right?
Yeah.
Just and I think that's the thing. I think it's how you feel at the time.
I think so.
Right. So I would say that the pad is a kind of you
Like
can never it's like you can never have enough. You know what I mean?
it's
You're
almost
always
like
going you're
it's
never
like a
going to say
hat
to
or a
somebody,
jacket.
well, exactly. It's like on a watch or something, or matches
Yeah,
my
yeah.
shoes, So the thing is I'm going to say is, I think that's where we are with it. I think the point is that don't be so gullible,
Yeah.
right? That the pad that you buy is the end pad because it's not going to be the end pad, right?
Well, unless
Because
you're a dog who's got that one pad for 30 years.
I mean that's the end pad.
That
The
is the end
Tam
pad.
the Tam Brun that he bought 30 odd years ago.
And
But
you can't get that one anymore.
the thing is like if it's a rubber based pad, right? That's another thing. I think that Premier done a pad. It
Mm.
was just like a wee square, a square again, wood chip, right?
Yep.
We square bit of wood chip with a bit of rubber on it. Every single one of the pads, to an extent, were different.
Like unique in sound, each one.
Well, kind of, aye. There wasn't a uniformity because
Fair.
it's rubber, right? The only pad, genuinely, that I think, uh, that's not fair, right? I mean, compared to the Premier pad. But what I mean is one of the pads that I think's awesome, right? And I mean awesome, is a railway sleeper pad. Now, wait,
You're talking about train line.
100%.
A
Now
pad.
you get, wait, on a train line, on a railway line, right? On the sleepers, they put these bits of rubber. Don't know what they do in Australia. I know it's in the United Kingdom. There's a bit of rubber, and it's maybe about the size of maybe about that width, kind of thing, but that diameter. So
Yeah,
like straight
like
across.
20
Imagine,
centimeters. Yeah.
imagine, yeah, it's not big, right? Not big, and it's rubber, and in it there's flakes of cork,
Hawk.
right? Cork,
Yeah,
like cork,
like the place in Ireland.
like a place in Ireland. Anyway, that pad is dynamite. It's a great new
Right.
pad. And listen, I had a bag of them. God only knows where they went to. Probably
Wow.
gave them to somebody in a mad
Jeez.
moment of generosity. But they pads are amazing, right? So long as everybody's using the same table as a drum corps,
Yeah.
guess what? You're all getting that exact same sound. And
Mm,
the sound on them, I think it's crystal clear. I think
mm.
it's great. So I don't know how you're going to see it. You try and get a big bag of them. But my point is I think they're a great pad. So any drum corps out there wanting to get a uniformal sound,
Yeah.
railway sleeper pads on your
Yeah.
go, great. But they've not
Nice.
got a name. They've not got, you know what I mean?
So
They've
we're
not got
not
a name.
talking about a brand of that's called railway sleeper pads. You're literally
Look,
talking about engineering
that's
equipment.
engineering equipment, railway sleeper pad.
Well, I mean,
What we should do is we'll get them, Jace. We're going to stick a wee hologram on them called the Drum Score podcast, right? We'll make a wee kind of motif, stick them on there, and we'll charge 50 quid for one. Boom!
oh, no discounts.
No discount. In fact, because listen, it's like one of the things, like if you're selling any product, the more expensive you make it, the more elitist you make it. And then people think, yeah, but I'm getting the real deal here. I've had
This is
to
gonna
pay
be
50 quid.
the Dolce and Gabbana of like drum pads.
Correct. Correct. The Chanel of drum pads. Right, we're going to
Good
rabbit hole.
stuff.
Right, now while we're talking about Chanel, that leads us on to our next point. Our next point,
Designer
right, and this is
merchandise.
well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about merchandise. I'm talking about Chanel. Right, so here's the thing, right? So this is another thing that's kind of rattled people's cages and gave us different responses, right?
Yes.
Case in point, on the last show, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
On the actual show, we were talking about, like t-shirts and pipe band merchandise, and you
Bennies.
came
Yeah.
up with the Benny's. Well, it's right, and this is the thing. I don't necessarily subscribe to a pipe band t-shirt necessarily as a Benny. Wait,
Oh.
wait. So, for instance, you get pelters from you guys. Oh, you're wearing an Edinburgh Tattoo t-shirt, and you've not done an Edinburgh Tattoo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We established on the show that was nonsense, right? That was absolute rats because it's just the Edinburgh Tattoo, and that was the Edinburgh Tattoo pipe band. However, I asked people, right,
Oh.
what they think about, right, people wearing other people's pipe bands t-shirts, right?
Right. Right.
And I don't know if you remember this in the show. I says, I reckon my gaffer, right? He'll be old school and he'll be like, nah, definitely no. You don't wear pipe band t-shirts
That's your.
unless you've got a place.
Oh.
Right, and that's my kind of thing. I
You
thought
thought that's what he'd say.
I thought that's what he'd say. I asked him at the last practice, it was that, and he was like, I don't care.
Hey.
I was like, that's rather refreshing. That's rather Cosmo.
Yeah, that's refreshing.
He's like, yeah, where were you in? I don't care. I'm like, all right, okay. And for a minute, I went, all right, okay, fair enough. And I thought, maybe it's me, right? Maybe I'm overthinking this, right? But I went for my bowling lesson
Yeah,
2 days ago,
yeah,
right? With the mighty Craig Baxter,
nice.
right? Some bowling player, by the way, great bowling player,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he gives it all day, and I'm trying to learn that as well. But he's a great side drummer, and he played with Fife Polis, right? And
Okay.
that's grade one. And I
Yep,
says to
yep.
him, I says, the thing about the merch. I says, what do you think about the merch about wearing a pipe band t-shirt that you might not be in? He's like, and he kind of hummed a wee bit. And I went,
Ooh.
well, exactly right. He's like, And I went, right, I say, so if I wear a t-shirt that says manly pipe band, your guys, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're like, we'd both wear that. That's all right. Because to be honest, it's not like a cutting, like a cut into our pipe band. So I'm playing a
Right.
grade two.
It's an
I'm playing a grade
international
two, right?
international
Right?
band. You're right.
Right? Exactly. Right? I says, but I'm in grade two. Why would I wear somebody like Glasgow Skies t-shirt who's in direct competition to me in that
Oh,
grade? I'm not going to wear
right.
them.
Yes. Like I'm not
Right?
gonna wear Scots College. We're in the same.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? And he says, this is Craig Baxter, goes, because I went, so you're not going to wear an SFU tap if you're playing with Fife Polis. You're just not going to wear it, hoodie, SFU. Oh, my
Yeah,
mate gave me that.
yeah, yeah,
You're not
yeah,
going to
yeah.
wear it. You're just going to look at it and go, right, cheers for that. Now, he did mention a band gave him a t-shirt, right? I'm not going to
Hold on,
mention the
wait, so
band.
wait, I gotta just clarify this. So this is like if you were supporting the Premier League and you have, an Arsenal and a Chelsea jersey. Is this the same sort of what we're talking
Well,
about?
this is what I'm asking the drumheads out there. This is what I'm asking people, right? I'm actually asking this question genuinely, right? So, for the point of view that every pipe band now has merchandise, right?
Yeah, you gotta.
Drumhala and District Pipe Band, right?
Yeah.
Would have a Drumhala and District Pipe Band sweatshirt, hoodie, gilet, whatever you want, right? It's all there, right? But my question is this, right? And this is genuine, right? I've not bought any merch for my pipe band, not because I don't want to buy merch from them, but I won't buy merch from them until I've played a game for them,
Right. Would they not just give
right?
it to you?
No, you got to buy it. You got to buy like your sweatshirt, or your gilet, or whatever it is, right? So I've got mine in a gilet, right? It's about 30 quid. I'm thinking, I'm going to buy that. That'll be all right. It'll keep me warm underneath the cape when it's about a cold day.
Right.
I'm thinking, right, I'm going to buy that. And it's obviously motifed, the pipe
Nice.
band,
Yep.
Coburn pipe band, right?
Rep
And
it.
I'm thinking, I'm doing that, right? However, here's what I'm saying. Imagine you bought the kit, the t-shirt and all that, the
Hmm.
gilet and the hoodie, and
Yep.
you're wearing it. You're going up to the practices, and then the gaffer's like, Andrew, you're not playing, right?
Oh,
So you're like that. You've bought this kit, right? You just what do you do? Mate? I mean, like so.
sell it back.
Let's look at this. Just let's interrogate this whole thought process,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then you then turn up a contest wearing the gilet or the pipe band motif, right?
Uh-huh.
And folk like, oh, you play with Colburn. You're like, well, I was up at the practices. Folk like,
I'm just a fan.
well, you'd be better off saying that when you'd be like, well, I'm
You
just a
would.
fan.
That
I
would
think
actually. I'm just
aye,
an
that would
avid
work.
supporter.
I'm a supporter. I make the socks or
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
make
yeah.
sandwiches for them or something at half time.
That would
But
be cool. Imagine just seeing 10, 15 people just rock up in all your own band's gear. They're not even playing, and you're like, oh yeah, sweet.
right, so this is my point. And so you've got your St. Lawrence O'Toole, you've got your St. Lawrence O'Toole, you've got your bigger bands like SFU, you've got all these kind of big bands, and they're like they've got merchandise, and it makes sense
Yeah.
to sell it and get a fan base. And there's people, fans, obviously, love their stuff, love what they're doing, whatever they're doing, blah, 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 right? And kit goes on, and where you go and you wear it, and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
And for youngsters, like young drummers, I mean, young drummers don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to follow up the bottom grade pipe band. They're going to be like, no, I want to wear SFU hoodie, right?
Yeah.
That makes complete sense. So here's my point, right, about the merch. All I'm saying is, what's the etiquette?
Yeah.
Craig says something to me, I think. It makes sense, right? See whatever grade you're in, you can't wear MD else's stuff. That makes sense, right? Keep it simple,
Yeah.
right? So whatever grade you're in, you can't wear somebody else in that grade's merch. Secondly, right? Secondly, see, I just don't agree with this. People are wearing like, so say for instance, your grade 3 alpha, or your grade 3, grade 2, grade whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're wearing people's merch that's well
Well,
above your capability.
yeah.
I
That's
don't
what they
know.
that's what they say, right? Dress for the job you want, isn't it?
Well, that's exactly right. I don't listen. I'm just asking. I'm asking a question because obviously we're going to do merch, but and this is the other thing. So me as a drummer, right? I can wear a Zildjian t-shirt. I can wear a Paste t-shirt.
Yeah.
I can wear, I can wear Pearl stuff,
This
right?
is I like this. Yeah.
Because it's non-aligned, right? It's just, or what you know, I mean, you might be. I'm not really a fan of Zildjian symbols or whatever, right?
That's
But
the
the
thing.
point is,
I wouldn't wear one if I wasn't playing that. Do you know what I mean?
right?
If
Now
I'm
you're
play
now you're getting to where we're at here, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't use Zildjian symbols, do you buy Zildjian merch?
Yeah.
You do buy Zildjian merch.
No, I wouldn't. I actually would I
Because then you get somebody coming up and going like, oh, do you not think that Zildjian's got a bit of a crusty sound? And you're like,
or
not right, you're like, you're looking for exit, you're like, well, maybe I guys like, what do you actually have in it? You're like, no,
yeah.
I don't. You're like, what are you wearing the t-shirt from?
You know,
Looking at your feet and I don't know. And
something. I'll sort of tie two things together here. Right? Something you said before, which I like, was the exclusivity. You know what I mean? You know,
right, okay.
when it's a little bit like, because I don't know how it is in Scotland. In Australia, like pipe bands are a little bit like rare. You know what I mean? It's you come across someone wearing some pipe band merch, and you'd be like, "Oi, stop them in the street!
Well,
Stop what you're doing! Hey, what are you doing wearing pipe band merch?" You
well,
know, and you start chatting, right? Not to say
oh,
that
well,
anyone should have
and
to
and
explain
it's
themselves.
a kindred spirit type thing.
Exactly.
It's like
You know something that I know.
like an indie band.
Yes.
Like like before Nirvana became big. Oh, I'm into a band called
This is
Nirvana. You know,
exactly what I'm talking about now, right? So I went to
keep going, keep going. I'm following you with this.
I went to Kmart the other day. Do you have Kmart over there?
No, you have it in America. You don't have it here. It
Target,
came up.
Target, something like that. What's the equivalent?
I don't
Just
know. The equivalent of came up would maybe
all
be
purpose, like built on slave labor, kind of fucking.
well, I suppose what don't know. No, you don't get Kmart. I mean, but there is 7-Elevens in the UK.
Right.
But that's more a convenience store. It's not exactly a Kmart, and a
Well,
Kmart's like a kind of more like a kind of like a kind of Asda, which is more a kind of
right. Okay. I think
that kind
Asda's.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More like.
yeah.
So,
I was going to
so
say,
you, I was in Kmart, or you were Asda, right? And you see like there's like a Metallica shirt, and
right.
I'm like,
Does it work
dude,
now? Does it
dude,
work?
I love Metallica, but the thing is, are people
Why? Wait a minute. Hold on. We've done this with hip hop. Knew you love Metallica, right? Can I just say one thing about Metallica, right?
Go on,
Lars Ulrich.
yeah.
Nah,
Well, you don't like his drumming?
just look at my face. No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's clean, and I don't think his patter's very good. So
Oh,
that's
the
two
patter,
things
yeah.
about him.
Well,
So
the patter's not, yeah.
is it gash patter? But I think his fills are gash as well.
Ooh, it's pretty fun to play if you.
That's a bold statement in it
It's a
right
bold
there.
statement.
As bold, I know it. Listen, it's going to get hate mail. But
I feel like he's got some of those drum beats where we were talking about this, where you turn all the other instruments off and you hear that drum beat and you know exactly what song it is. Anyway,
no, definitely you do, right? No, 100%. But what I was going to say is I think some of his fills are a bit like mashed,
well,
like
it's interesting because then
no
you
very pointed.
when if you were to get him in a room like with say Stuart Copeland and
Exactly.
Brian, right, and then you get them to all play the same tune and then come up with something different, you'd have to pick your preference. But you didn't get it that way. What you got is you got Lars Ulrich sitting there with Metallica going digga digga dit, digga digga dit. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to my
Right.
point. Back to
We're
my point.
digressing a wee bit. Right.
So
And by the way, can I just say another thing? I'm mere Megadeth and Metallica.
really,
Ah, yeah, purely.
really,
100%, aye.
well, did
Again, the controversy just keeps coming in.
wow, right.
Flies.
Learning more
No,
about
but
you each
listen,
episode. Eh? So
let's
going
go.
back here, right? I mean, Megadeth, props to them. Their stuff hasn't, their merch hasn't entered Kmart in the Asda sphere.
And it never will, because that's for
And
the cool kids.
exactly. So now you're not going to get people walking around like even Nirvana, like you just said. Like it's a shame because Nirvana is absolutely. I love Nirvana. My brother was as I think he started his own religion about like Nirvana. Um, so if you're walking around wearing a Nirvana shirt and I'm like, oi, and they're like, what's that all about? I'm like, what about your shirt? It's your shirt. You know what I mean? So like,
Right, listen to this. So
you got
we
to have some
mentioned,
connection to it. That's what I
I
believe.
was going to say this. We mentioned that on the show.
Yeah.
We mentioned on the show about if you're wearing an Iron Maiden t-shirt, and I says casually, I went, well, next time I see a guy wearing an Iron Maiden tour t-shirt, I'll say, well, what did you do? Were you the roadie crew, or did you? No, I never done it. You just bought it, and you just right. So we know that that's a bit abstract, right? And we know that that's a bit tight, but there's maybe a bit of thought there. I don't know.
We're going to have
I
to put
just
it up to
think.
the listeners. Let us know what you think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's up to the drumheads. They can decide. This is democracy.
Yes.
Democracy manifest. It's democracy manifest.
This is a
Can't take
succulent
a,
Chinese meal.
a succulent. I love that, by the way. But listen, what I was going to say is that, yeah, so the point is it's up to the people buy what they want, and, all the rest of
Rep
it. It's
what you
just that
want.
I just know that within my heart of hearts, right, I just think I've got to earn it.
Right.
I've got to earn it. So I don't need to earn a t-shirt or a thing or a bit of like listen, that's a regular show t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
I never drew a graphic for the regular show. Never done
Yeah.
a voiceover for the regular show, right?
Yeah.
But I'm invested in it, and therefore, like he says, anybody else that knows that that's a regular show, it's a way of thinking, isn't it? It's like the regular show is
I
one of the
was
greatest things that have ever came on the earth, right?
I
Brilliant.
was going to bring it up with you before, actually.
Listen, it's just
Look.
it's an awesome thing. So you're right. It's about a kindred spirit, and
Yeah.
it's like
Yes.
saying, like,
Yes.
I identify with that show,
Yes. That
and somebody goes, oh, the regular show. You're like, right. Obviously, you're on the same wavelength as me
I
because
thought you would just put on a random shirt that you just found. I was like, is he wearing a regular show t-shirt? Like, does he actually watch the regular show?
listen, listen. I'm not being funny, right? I'm a fan, and I'll tell you how crazy it is, right? So my son's now 17, right? Well, one of my sons is 17 now, right? But I actually see when he was like a kid, a lot younger. I clocked this regular show, and when I first seen it, I just thought, "This is dynamite. Right? This is
Wow.
this is a different level, right?" And I
Touched.
used to make them watch it. I'm like, "We love, we
Everybody
love
shut
the
up. We're
show.
watching the regular show.
We love the regular show, but it's a different level." And what made me rage is that they switched it off. It get done after like I think it's 3 series.
They axed it, which is makes it
It's
even more prestigious.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, the guy who is Star Wars is Skips. Come on, Mark Hamill is Skips' his voice.
Oh, nice.
That's right, eh?
He does good
That's
voice.
how much I fan of him. See, I even know the voiceover.
Hey, so I mean, I think this just about wraps it up here. We're starting to talk
Totally.
about other stuff now. So,
Oh, right.
moral of the story is you play the pad that you want to play,
100%.
how it makes you feel, you know, what you think is cool, and where what you want to rep, I guess. Is that what we're going for you?
100%. Listen, freedom of individual and all that kind of stuff.
Be
Do what
yourself.
you want. Just be yourself. Eh? Do what you want. You know what I mean? But there will be people talk behind your back.
Aye. and you could be on the show.
Maybe. So, exactly. So, how did they get in touch with you?
You can email us at ops. Oh shit, ops
Drum score.
at thedrumscore.net.
Score.net, yeah.
Or you can just hit up Andy. He'll probably hit you up first because he's out there
Listen,
hounding
I'm
everybody.
I'm sick of stuff on the social media. Sick of it. But
But you
it's
also
one of
love
the,
it.
it's I know it's like one of the things that you love and hate at the same time. So okay, that's us done for the real.
We've got a little something special. We've got someone to play us out, don't we?
We're going to get somebody to play us out. This is a guy called Sandy, right? And Sandy, now in the great scheme of the show, we spoke about this about drummers doing different instruments and playing different stuff. And we had tenor drummers, we spoke about tenor drummers and what else could bring to the party. And could we not do
Yep.
something like a Basil drum corps? What about pipers? What if we said, listen, we're going to sack half the pipe corps?
Yep. We got tenors, bass, snare drums, and banjos.
Banjos, or what's this? This is called an auto what? Auto tuner? Auto, no, what's it?
Oh, I don't know. What's
What's
the
the
instrument
instrument?
called? Oh no.
We're going to have to cut this.
Oh no. What is that instrument called? You were
It's
supposed to
called
know.
called the auto harp.
The auto harp. Okay, here we go.
It's called the auto harp.
The auto
Wow.
harp.
Auto harp. It's the auto harp. It's a kind of it's a stringed instrument. What we're thinking is we could maybe have this in a slow air.
Mm.
I don't know.
Amp it up.
Anyway, take it away, Sandy. Let the drumheads decide.
Cheers,
Sandy,
and also cheers everyone for sending in all your videos, and we hope to
thanks very
hear
much.
more from you all.
Good night.